What's up, guys? Good morning. Okay, so watching BLIN. Let me mute this. Let me make sure. All right, sound's working. All right, so let's look at some of this stuff here. First of all, we have BLIN starting to go crazy this morning. BLIN gapping up from 618. It's at around 940 now. 939, 940s now. So a pretty significant move for BLIN. It's probably one of the bigger volume runners this morning on this Tuesday. We also have SEDG, which I'm assuming is earnings. I'm just going to assume it's first or second quarter results for SEDG. We also have ARCI here. ARCI gapping up some. You see ARCI gapping up from 470s to 530. We have AMD. We have AMD that is moving decent here. It's gapping down some, but everything had a pretty bullish sentiment yesterday. Most of the stuff I was watching was bullish, and it's understandable why. The market was pretty red over the weekend, and so having it rebound yesterday at the open was pretty likely. I think a lot of people had that same sentiment. The overall market right now, at least, after having a pretty big red day, or a pretty big green day, sorry, is down on the day, which is the market is red now. And so we'll see what happens. You know, if the market goes bullish again today, I may look for some VWAP bounce plays. And yeah, if the market goes red, I'll look for some shorts, but it just depends on what we get here. Appreciate the new subs. Welcome, Red, Shirley, E. Remy, B. Dot, Scott. Hey, thanks, brother. Appreciate the support, man. All right, but yeah, big watch today is BLIN. BLIN looking pretty decent here. OSMT has great news. I didn't even notice it, OSMT, but yeah, it looks pretty good. The problem with this one is that it's already mostly filled that gap already. It's already mostly filled that gap already, so that's the biggest, issue with that one. But, it's still gapping up with decent volume. And it's a pretty significant gap up anyway. It's up, what is this, like 75, 80 cents. So it's still a pretty big gap up. All right. So we posted our fourth, or was it our fifth? Let me see. So we posted our next class yesterday, and tonight we'll be posting another one. If it's your first time here, I know we have a few people that said it's their first time here. So if it is your first time here, so Mitch and I, my partner and I, are going to be posting 60 plus hours of educational day trading classes to YouTube for free. We already have these classes in our library, and so we're just going to be uploading a new one every single day. Yesterday's class was on trading and understanding all-day faders. Yesterday's was a short one, but they're usually around an hour long or so. Let me make sure it's added to the playlist. I do not think it was, so let me fix this. And so if you want the link, I'll post that link here as well. Yeah, I need to add the new one to the playlist. And yeah, like I said, we'll be posting a new one every single day for the next few months because we have so much content here that we're going to be uploading. So let me add this one here. And I'll go ahead and post those links if you want to check those out as well. There we go. All right. So, yeah, OSMT and BLIN looking like the better ones this morning. Probably showing the more volume out of a lot of these other stocks. BLIN, big push here. It's over 905 now. It's at 905, so we'll see what happens here. A lot of volume in pre-market. We also have AMD. It's gapping down some. We got AU, which is a gold stock. SQ and Roku about break even here, and the SPY's gapping down. We also have HTZ. Volume's been a little low the past few days, and I've been seeing a lot of fake outs with fades. And so with that said, I'm probably just going to sit back and wait for a little bit better volume here on some of these. All right, guys, I will be back probably like 15 minutes or so. What's up, guys? Yo, Mateo, you in here, man? Oh, we got 2A in here today. What's up, brother? What's up, 2A? Good morning, man. 2A's back in town. What's up, brother? All right, Mateo, we got you in here, man. Mateo's asking me about the VWAP. I'm going to show him how to do this real quick. All right, Mateo. You watching, brother? What's up, Shreep? James? Good morning, good morning. We got 2A in here, man. We got 2A in here. What's up, bro? What's up, Scott? Oh, man. All right. There he is. All right, Mateo. So in order to get the VWAP up here, right, at least if you're using Thinkorswim, you do studies, and then you go to load study set. Here, let me just show you this way. All right, everybody can still see the gap list. I'll put it back up. I'm helping Mateo out. And so you go to add study. You go to, can you see this? Let me make sure you can see this. Yeah, you go to studies. Loads or add study, and then you go to trend studies, and then you go to VWAP, obviously. And so then once you have that up, it'll be these 3 lines, right? It'll be these 3 lines. In order to get these 3 lines and just make them one, you side click on them, and you go to edit study VWAP. And so you should see this thing pop up here, this VWAP customization chart. And then you just go to upper band and you uncheck show plot, and then you go to lower band and you uncheck show plot. Show plot will be checked. You uncheck it and you click apply, and then you just have the purple VWAP. Those upper and lower bands are what's called upper and lower bands, but if you want just the VWAP, it's the middle purple line. You just uncheck show plot and it should put them up for you. Here we go. My job is done. Alright, we also got CGC, which is moving some here. So basically, if you're using Thinkorswim, you uncheck, you side click, and then you uncheck show plot. CGC pushing up a little bit here today, though. We also had a Roku that popped up on my scanners. What's up, Tech? Good morning, man. Yeah, BLIN. We got ARCI here. But yeah, Roku doesn't look that bad either. Looking at some of these higher cap stocks. As a new subscriber here, I would like to ask if you already discussed how to qualify stocks that are good to trade. So, stocks that are good to trade is going to be subjective. So it's going to depend on what kind of strategy you're using, because the qualifications for what considers it a decent stock is going to change depending on what strategy you're trading. For instance, if I'm trading VWAP fades, I'm looking for overextended stocks that are gapping up preferably, and then are going to fill some of that gap and really just kind of crash down at the open so I can get the pullback to the VWAP and short it. But if I'm trading a long strategy, I don't want overextension. I want maybe break even pre-market, or maybe even a gapping down stock that I feel like is going to rebound like the market did yesterday. The big thing, the common qualifications in all of these are simply volume. I want to see volume in pre-market. And it's something that we went over in our class yesterday. The more volume that is in pre-market, the easier it is for me to map out the support and resistance. And then I can use that support and resistance as a guide in that trade. If there's no volume necessarily in pre-market, it's going to be really hard to map out the it's going to be really hard to map out the support and resistance levels on that chart. And so it's better if the volume is actually decent in pre-market, because then I can map out the support and resistance. And I can just use BLIN here as an example. This one's got a lot of volume, and it has very defined, self-evident support and resistance levels. It's got one here, got the high of the day, and then probably this one. Maybe actually a trend line there would be better. But it has these big levels that I can clearly see, and I can use those to guide me in the trade. And so that's ultimately what I'm looking for. Yeah, man, I've been picking my mic up and talking closer to it. Does that help? I know it's much louder, but I think louder is better. Yeah, no worries, Red. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get Mitch in here. Mitch will be joining us today. How about the volume? Is there a specific figure of how much volume would that be? I mean, is there a volume boundary? That is all relative to the stock as well. And so if you think about it like this, more expensive stocks are going to have a little bit less volume on average than cheaper stocks, because they're more expensive and less people are going to have the capability to buy them. And so volume on average, you'll be able to, I can, more so than looking at the volume, I can tell by looking at the stock. And so let me find okay, so if you look at these as an example, look at BLIN here, which is really defined in pre-market, really obvious concrete moves here where I can map these levels out. And then if you look at AU, it just doesn't really have that for AU. It's just not, it doesn't really have that. Another thing to take into consideration is really the float size and market cap and stuff like that. That's going to affect the volume as well. Or look at REGN, not that much volume. You can't really see any moves here. Like maybe you could draw some, a level here, maybe, but the levels aren't as defined and clear. And so more so by having like a specific level or a specific volume amount, you can just look at the chart and look at pre-market action and use that to kind of guide you on whether it's going to be easy or not to map out the volume and how much volume it actually has. Yes, I got you, Tech. Yeah, I got you, brother. Hold on. Yeah, right now, I know some people hate on TradeNet, but right now TradeNet has a sale. Their intro package is $350, so it's literally 30% off, which is probably one of the cheaper amounts I've ever seen it at. And so, if anybody's thinking about getting a TradeNet account, I think that's the cheaper time. Yo, what's up, bro? What's up, Mitch? What's up, brother? Test. Share your screen as well, Mitch. I switched plans on Zoom. Oh, your wife is getting an account. Nice. Yeah, I just posted it. All right, guys. So, yeah, BLIN looking really good here. We also have AKRX. AKRX looks pretty decent here. I'm definitely going to watch that one. Yeah, here's the intro link if anybody wants it. But I think I've said it before. I think TradeNet fills that necessary void. And this is honestly my honest opinion. Some people are going to hate on TradeNet, but I really think they fill that necessary void in the trading world to where, you want to trade with a decent sized account, but you don't have the thousands of dollars you need to deposit into a conventional broker. And I think most new traders lose their accounts anyway. And so TradeNet gives you the ability to trade with a decent sized account and not risk that much. And I feel like that's like a void in the trading world. And I think it's necessary to a certain extent. Sure, on TradeNet, if you use large sizing, it's really not that favorable if you use large sizing. But if you're using small sizing and you're new, I think it makes tons of sense. Let me delete one of these since I posted it down there as well. ARCI gapping up. Not as much volume for ARCI. So let's look up some news. So I got Two-Way was kind enough to grace us with his presence today. And so I'm going to read Two-Way's news here. Morning squawk. U.S. stock futures were lower this morning after the Dow finished more than 400 points above its session low. Trade tensions continue to weigh on investor sentiment, with the Dow and S&P 500 down in 3 of the past 4 days, and the NASDAQ declining in 4 out of the past 5 sessions. So we had a rebound yesterday in the overall market. The market over the weekend had dropped like 500 points, and then it rebounded like 400. And so it did come back quick. It's down a little bit. If you look at the SPY overall today, the SPY is down some. It's not down a huge amount, but it is down some, and it's dropping. And so we'll see what happens today. Like I said, a lot of times when I see a big drop like this, I'm more inclined to see a bounce at the open. But, we already had a pretty big bounce yesterday. And so who knows what's going to happen in the market today. But it's down. It's back down to 290s, right around 290.50 or so in the SPY. So we'll see what we get with that today. Very interesting to see what's going to happen. We also have BLIN. Like I said, BLIN starting to drop some this morning. Bridgeline announces Orchestra CMS multi-year license renewal with a global biopharmaceutical company of 288K float is what I'm assuming that is. So good news for BLIN. We'll see where that one goes. It's probably the biggest percentage mover this morning right now. We're also going to get, let's see what we get here. OSMT. Some people mentioned OSMT this morning as well. OSMT originally gapped up pretty nice here all the way to the 640s, but it dropped back down to 450s. It's still up around 78 cents or so. There you go, man. What's up, bro? What happened? All right. Yeah, I hear you. There you go. Yeah, no worries. All right, we got Mitch here. Let me unmute him. All right, there you go.
And on the computer.
Yeah, no stress, brother. All right, we got ARCI gapping up some here.
All right.
All right. Like I said, we got to be careful saying that because that's Matthew McConaughey's trademark. He trademarked that phrase, bro. We're gonna get sued. Huh? I said we're gonna get sued by the man.
No. He wants my future bright.
All right, we got MBRX here gapping up some as well. MBRX. Moleculin announces additional positive interim results in first cohort of phase 1 to 2 clinical studies of Annamycin in acute myeloid leukemia in Europe. 21 million. Man, I'm killing it today with reading these bio press releases, man. You see that? I am just flexing on people today reading these reading these bio press releases.
Flexing. John flexing over here.
Yep. All right. And so not a bad market, honestly, today. We got some volatility at least. The SPY is down again, but we got Roku gapping up. We got CGC up. We got BLIN making moves here. What do you think of Google for today? I see a lot of resistance. Let me check that out. So Google dropped along with most of these moves, but yeah, there's some resistance for sure at around 1200 right here. I think that's a big level, 1200, and so we'll see what happens there. I mean, it's pretty close to that. I think that's the interesting level to look at it on the upside at least. On the downside, I see if it finds some support at this 1165 level as well. I think both of those levels look interesting right here. See what happens. See which one breaks first for Google. Sir, one more question. Trading in small accounts, say $600 would be the ideal price of stocks to trade with, and how much buying power does it have? So it depends. Excuse me. It depends on the broker you're using. That's going to dictate how much buying power you're ultimately going to have. Like I know SureTrader, if you deposit over, what is it, like over $500, you get 6-to-1 buying power. So with 500 or with 600, you would get about 3,600 in buying power, which is decent. I mean, with that, you could buy either, regardless of any of it, though. I would stick to stocks under $10 if all you have is $600.
Yeah, the reason being is you're not going to give yourself enough room for kind of the ups and downs.
Right. And honestly, brother, if all you have is $600, I'm gonna be honest with you here. You might want to just wait and save up some more. Because here's the truth, right? This is the truth. You're probably going to lose that $600. You are probably going to lose that $600. I know you may have these dreams of paying your mortgage next month by turning that $600 into $100,000, and that's a normal thing. But chances are you're probably going to lose that $600, and you just want to make sure you're okay with it because a large majority of new traders are going to lose their first account. A large majority, I'd say probably 95+% are going to lose their first account. And you got to be okay with that because it's not about making money as a new trader. It's about learning how to trade. That's all it's about.
You know, one of the things that I describe it is just paying your dues. At the end of the day, we all have to pay our dues, and you have to learn the skills needed so you can be consistent in this market.
And you want to paper trade as much as possible. You want to find out what you're going to try to trade. And so if I were you, I would not even deposit that $600. I would just paper trade. If I were you, I would just paper trade, learn how to trade, find your style, find your strategy, and just approach it that way. Because you're probably going to lose that $600 anyway if you did deposit it. And that's just going to frustrate you. And you're probably a lot of times people quit after that. And so paper trade as long as possible. Try to find your style as a trader. Try to figure out what's going to work for you. What kind of strategies you're going to approach. What's your, sweet spot with regard to the stocks you're trading, price of the stocks you're trading and stuff like that. But just take it slow. No need to rush. I think if most traders now could go back to when they were brand new, they would hope that they wouldn't rush into it. They would change the fact that they rushed into it. And I think that's very common. And so there's nothing wrong with just taking it slow, paper trading if you need to, and just finding your style. Yeah, no worries, Red. No worries, brother. And listen, TradeNet has that competition. At the very least, some people hate on TradeNet, but at the very least, you can, let me find that link. TradeNet has that competition. So at the very least, you're going to be able to paper trade at least for free for like 10 days or so. And so that's what I would do. Paper trade. Just find some platform. It doesn't have to be TradeNet. Find some platform to paper trade on. There's a lot of free ones. Some of them cost money as well, but just paper trade as much as you can. That's what I would do.
All right. Gonna do some controversial. I'm smoking some CBD weed.
Uh-oh. Here, hold on.
A little controversial. Just to calm my nerves. Very low. I think it has like 2% THC. Has over 12%, over 13%. Just trying to calm the nerves, get the emotions controlled.
Check your
So
text
who's
messages.
new at trading here?
I think Red.
Hey, Red. What's going on? I see some good questions there.
All right. So, what he said about paying your tuition is true. Everyone will pay it. How much you pay, though, is ultimately up to you. Right. And there's cheaper ways to approach it. The truth is, you'll probably lose your account no matter what. And, but if you the longer you paper trade, the less you'll probably lose at the beginning. You know what I mean? The longer you paper trade, the less you'll ultimately lose. Most likely, at least at the beginning. With the possibility of a trade war Trump is threatening on China, where does Alibaba stand for investors, especially or those trading options? I would think Alibaba falls within the whole tech sector. I haven't traded what Alibaba's BABA, right?
I mean, Brian, that's a lot more to do with fundamentals.
Right.
And then you're kind of basing a hypothesis on a certain theory that you have. So you have to take it like a scientist. If you have a theory, you test that theory and you find out the results.
Yeah, I'm not CG. CG said, I didn't know you guys were stoners. Should have known from the laid back demeanor. Honestly, I wish I could be, but I'm in Texas and I have 2 kids. And so I would if I could, but I can't. And
hey, CBD does not have to do with being a stoner.
No, for sure. I use CBD. I vape CBD. Vaping CBD actually helped me quit nicotine.
I'm gonna stop the caffeine addiction.
See, I don't even want to talk about that. That's not right now.
Caffeine addiction the last couple of weeks. I've been drinking a lot of energy drinks.
Ooh, those are terrible. Get yourself some tea. I actually gave up Cokes because I was drinking too many Cokes about 3 weeks ago. I gave up Cokes and I started drinking just regular tea and coffee. And I don't put any sugar in my coffee. It's unsweetened tea. And I think my wife and I had this disagreement, right? I don't eat that many vegetables, but I don't eat that much sugar either. So like, I don't eat that much sugar, but I also don't eat that many vegetables. I told my wife that my diet is healthier than her diet. It's healthier to not eat any vegetables, but also not eat any sugar, than eat a bunch of vegetables, but a bunch of sweets. I told her my diet's ultimately healthier. Her and I have a disagreement.
Uh-oh.
She might come in here right now and get mad at me for saying it.
I know. You never know when they're listening.
Yeah. But no, those energy drinks are terrible for you, man. Those energy drinks are terrible for you.
Especially the ones I've been drinking. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, man.
Above like 280 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh, for sure. Those are bad. Caffeine's not bad for you. Caffeine is actually good for you. Coffee, to a certain extent, that might be a little misleading, but to a certain extent, it's good for you.
No. Yeah. I think if you stay under 40 milligrams, which is a coffee a day.
Well, they say 2 coffees per day is fine. It's just the sugar that you put into coffee is terrible. So like if you're waking up every day and you're just unloading sugar into you, then that's bad for you. NBEV CSG. I seriously doubt it, Mike, but you want to reach out to them, brother. Here, let me, I can post that link for trade ideas if you want. I doubt that, but it's probably best to reach out to them and ask them.
We'll be watching my lovely AMRN as it's been stuck in the range from 1750 to 1825s for about 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Resistance is at 1825.
What's up, Felix? What's up, Mike? Which one are you talking about?
AMRN.
NBEV's up as well.
Yeah, I think the wheat stocks are pretty strong. They did that pullback, especially ACB if it can get above 9 to.
Oh, also, guys, join our public Discord channel. Our goal for this is to create a free day trading chat room. And so if you want to join our public Discord and help form this free day trading chat room, I think we've got close to 300 people there. I don't think we have quite 300. We have about 275 people here already. So if you want to join our public Discord, join it, be a part of it, help us build this free day trading chat. That's our goal, is to build a free day trading chat. Check it out. There's the link. All right. So specifically, I'm watching BLIN, HTZ a little bit, actually. HTZ hurts, gapping up a little bit here.
All right. I like HTZ.
We got, let's see. We got Roku. Roku gapping up some. We have ARCI gapping up a little bit here. SQ. Keep an eye on those. Those are pretty extended on the upside. Going to look for some washouts here at the open. All right, guys. So what's everybody's main watch today? I hope everybody checked out our class that we posted last night. Like I said, Mitch and I are going to be uploading a class a day every day on day trading education. We have over 60 hours of content that we will be uploading for free from our library to YouTube every night. We've got, if you haven't already, go check out our playlist. It's called our free day trading camp playlist. It currently has 5 classes in there. And like I said, we're going to be putting out more. So go check it out.
Definitely, guys. Don't miss out. Nothing like free information.
Sure.
One of the key things I think about trading that most traders don't know is that the information is out there. The real key is these gurus are trying to charge you thousands and thousands of dollars to organize all that information. They don't have anything specifically above or knowledge better than anybody else.
They'll claim they do, though.
Yeah, they'll claim they do. They have a secret, but we all know that when you get into those classes, you find out it's not a secret. This is not something that is just one secret and you become great trader. If it was that, then we would pay the gurus. But we don't want to, because all they do is teach us the same thing that you can come learn for free here.
For sure.
And then use your money to actually develop your skills. Right. And become a better trader.
And here's the thing. I'm not hating on the gurus. I think some of the gurus are actually valuable. Like, I like Warrior Trading. I think Warrior Trading's content is super valuable. Yeah. So don't get it twisted.
But for sure. $1,000, I don't think so.
And so there's some good content, but
truth you is, can learn from it.
Right. There's a lot of good content, and some of them are much better than others. I'll put it that way. Some of them are just selling 5-year-old DVDs for thousands of dollars. Literally, some of them are selling 5-year-old outdated DVDs for thousands of dollars off the naive. And so, you tell me if it's that worth it or not.
It's kind of like going to school. You want to put yourself at Harvard debt? You want to just try to make it in the world.
Right. Or you want to take MIT's free online classes.
Oh, man. I'll take the MIT classes.
Ismail, there you go, brother. There's the Discord link, brother.
Man, right, I'm just noticing how loud am I typing.
Yeah, brother. I was reviewing some of those classes yesterday, and your typing's just banging on there, man. I had to edit. Like, I've been editing our videos, our classes from the last 8 months. And man,
hey, they were live.
Oh, they were live for sure. I hear Marley squeaking on toys. I hear typing, pop, 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 pop. It was funny though. I hear myself like brushing the microphone. I hear a bunch of stuff. RTTR. And look, ultimately, we'll probably get some. They'll probably start talking bad about us because we're telling people that they don't need them. But that's just the truth. And whatever you hear them say, think about the conflict of interest.
At the end of the day, what I would say is that there is some value out there, but you got to determine what you're willing to really pay and give up and put yourself back.
Right. If you have the money, it's fine. If you have the money and it's worth it to you, it might be worth it. Because it might take a long time to find all that free information. It really might, to kind of weed through it. And so some of like I said, I like warrior trading. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick warrior trading. And it doesn't mean the other ones aren't valuable either. But like I said, there's some good ones and there's some bad ones, and I'm not gonna dog on the bad ones. Some of them are just selling 5-6-year-old DVDs for $800. You know what I mean? Some of them are just doing that, and they get people that way, and whatever. But some of them have good value as well. So it is what it is. Not trying to attack the gurus or anything like that. I'm a pretty passive person. But if you want to watch some classes for free, right, for sure. And I mean, that's the way it is in the trading world, though. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, we got about 6 minutes left. What I mean by passive, Scrap, is that I don't like mentioning names. I don't like starting drama and like targeting specific names or people. I'm pretty passive about it. I'm perfectly content to just, stay here and trade and not start a bunch of drama.
We target gurus in general, not necessarily one, because we feel they all target a certain customer.
Right.
We're trying to change the dynamic.
Yep. All right. Yeah. RTTR two-way posted some news about it. Ritter Pharmaceuticals completes dosing of last patient in pivotal 557 subject phase 3 clinical trial of RPG-28 in patients with lactose intolerance. Flow to 4 million. So they basically completed their dosing of the last patients in their phase 3 trial. So I guess positive results. It's gapping up. Really interesting level here is this $1 level. All right, guys, we got about 5 minutes. Let's get ready to trade here. Let's do this.
I always talk about it. One of the biggest things is being market ready. It's time to forget everything else and worry about trading.
For sure. All right, guys.
One of the ones I'm watching that is tradable, penny stock, TXMD. TXMD hit with bad earnings, has a short interest over 20%, meaning that over 20% of the flow out there is shorted on stock.
Yep. TXMD, I used to trade that one all the time. All the time. PayPal, popping up on my scanner here as well. PayPal. All right, we got BLIN starting to spike up here. BLIN starting to spike. All right, guys, we got about 2.5 minutes left, a little bit under 2.5 minutes. Let's do this. I appreciate all the subscribes in the last day. Appreciate the subscribe. Remy, Corey, Jan, Patrick. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Mission I Day Trade live on stream every weekday morning for free right here on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll see what the market gives us today, honestly. Let's see. AIG looks good. Gapping up pretty big here. Getting a nice little spike here for AIG. Let's look up the news for this one. I don't think I've looked up the news. We got about a minute left. I might have some time to look it up. Let's see. It looks like this is going to be earnings. Reported stronger than expected earnings for its first quarter. Shares climbed 7.2%. So better than expected earnings for AIG. We'll see where that one heads now as well. All right, guys. We got less than a minute. Let's do it. All right, guys, we got 20 seconds. A little bit over 20 seconds. Good luck, guys. Remember, the market's been a little sketchy lately. Fades specifically have not been working as well. So VWAP fades have not been working as well in this market. There's been a lot of fake outs. I almost jumped in AMRN yesterday, and then it faked out, so I was glad I didn't. And so, yeah, let's do it. Here's the bell. Good luck, guys.
Let's do it.
All right, AMD. Let's look at. So it looks like we got the moving average crossover this morning. We'll see if it crosses on the downside now for AMD. BLIN specifically. Big spike on AMD, big run up on AMD here today. BLIN is up. All right, so AMD's up. We got BLN dropping some. OSMT pushing up some. I know a lot of people were talking about OSMT. We got CGC popping up a little bit. Roku skyrocketing here. Roku up to 6750s here. 6750s. The SPY is pushing up again. Which, like I said, the market being down so much like it is, the SPY pushing up is somewhat to be expected because it's just dropped so much overnight. And now we'll see what happens with the overall market. But Roku is pushing up. BLIN is trying here. And see, look, I drew out this line this morning. Look right where it goes to at the open. Right where it goes to. Exactly up to that first line I drew. And it kind of
Looking
shows
at
the important... What was that?
Looking at MU.
MU. Let me see.
Need to get to 70.
All right, so we got a breakdown on the low of AMD here. Gonna look for the moving average cross. See if we can...
I'm going to miss this play in MU unless it bounces to 70. Yeah, it's gone. Nice play there.
All right, so we do have AMD breaking the lows here. Big drop on AMD. Check out that drop.
Yeah, it's all of them. Because I'm watching AMAT, MU, and AMD at the same time.
SPY pulling back. All right, so AMD, I'll look for a possible washout or possible fade here if it pulls back. Maybe. AMD pulling back to the VWAP. I just don't like the down wick. That's the only problem here. Is the down wick on AMD.
PXMD went up to the resistance and straight back down to the support.
Hey, appreciate the sub, Talcone. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks for the sub, man.
Oh, MU's back.
SQ is up there too. SQ doesn't look bad. I would take AMD for this fade here, but the risk reward's just not good. I would have to make my risk at 25 and my reward at 10, and so it's just not super favorable. Yeah, there's the squeeze up. Glad I didn't. I would have gotten stopped out right there, so happy I didn't do that. CGC, maybe some. If on CGC, what's CRON doing here? AMD squeezing back up. Yeah, the market just hasn't.
We're gonna have to get a silent keyboard.
Look at CRON for a VWAP bounce here. CRON for a VWAP bounce. I could paper trade it just to be into it with the risk of...
I think the VWAP was a little high.
14. Your VWAP's different than mine.
That's probably what it is.
Yep. I could do a risk of 14, so about 10 cents there. I don't hate that. Get these moving averages off. I mean, ultimately, it's a tight risk trade. I don't see too many fades. Fades have been faking out, like SQ, AMD faked out, both faked out fades. And so I just have to be careful here because fades just have not been working as well in the market. And when it's like this, I just have to be very careful and not really try to force anything. I just don't want to force anything because if the market's not favorable and I'm jumping in fades, then I'm usually just going to get hurt in this market, and I don't want to get hit. You know, so what I do is I paper trade to kind of take my mind off of it, and just try to do other stuff to not think about it so much. Roku might be a good little VWAP bounce here as well. ENPH. Yeah, ENPH is pushing up here. Yeah, and like I said, this is a paper trade, guys, so it's like, yeah, I'm watching it. I'm not following it super closely here. Ultimately, I'm just letting it work a little bit, see what happens with CRON. Looking at the SPY and see what happens with that.
Looking at TXMD. I'm back to VWAP.
BLIN moving up here.
I'd take that one. It would be 390s off of 401.
There goes BLIN breaking highs here. Nice move. Ooh, look at CGC. CGC did fade, but the volume's super low in it. And so we might actually see CRON wash out if CGC is fading. But BLIN's running nicely here. What else do we get?
I like the
BLIN
way
breaking highs.
looks there, but I'm missing it by like a couple cents there. Risk right now is 42.05.
BLIN up to 970s. Starting to break past all these big resistance levels, and it just broke the pre-market high on BLIN. Looks pretty decent here, honestly.
Oof, look at NBEV crackdown.
Yeah,
Man,
CGC.
was,
I was
that
watching.
was a crackdown.
I was watching CGC. It didn't look bad here.
NBEV was a nice one. VWAP faded a good 12 cents on almost two candles. And it's just slamming through the range. That's what you want to see right there.
MVV got hit really hard, yeah. Look at that big drop. Monster drop. So, yeah, that'll probably drag CRON down as well. What did AMD end up doing? I'm just waiting to see some good fades, and the volume just had, the market, what's been going on with the overall market is that the market has been gapping down overnight. And in extended hours, the market has been down in extended hours. And then because it's down so much, the next morning it's been rebounding some. And so since it's been very bullish each open, it just hasn't been really good for shorts. Because like I said, the market's been super bullish at the open, and it's been super bearish in extended hours trading. And so with all of that said, ultimately we just got to be careful here and not force any short strategies when the market is trending up. And I think it's a good lesson for traders regardless of their bias, and just to be selective and wait for the market. Nice two-way, killing it, brother. Killing it, man. Yeah, BLIN was pretty. AMD just super chop city here.
All right, thinking about TXMD here. The risk would be 401. Entry would be right here, 94s and 95s. Missed some of it.
Remember to
Just
record.
talking about it.
Don't forget to record that one, brother.
Oh, there you go. That's what I needed there. It's going to take your share.
AMD's at the VWAP. I could see it possibly rejecting here, but it's been so choppy, I'm not going to try to basically coin flip that one. Unless the market really starts to head in our direction, head in a downward direction, it's going to be a little tough here for me. At least the market's starting to look a little bit weaker here. And I'm liking my little risk level here. It's been holding nicely, and I can just get out if it breaks against me. But such low volume with it on CRON.
Kind of mad that it's talking about the trade and then just take it.
It happens, bro.
That's how it goes. I wanted to explain it out before I got in it, and it's already gone. Would have been a nice one.
Honestly, I genuinely think that this market is just not super favorable for our short strategies. Alright, I got out of that one. Oh no, I bought. I forgot I was in a long position. Oh well. Let me get out of that. Luckily, it's just paper. But fades have been faking out. Bounces have been faking out. I'm just ultimately glad I'm not losing my real account. Or losing money in my real account with these days. Because they've just been not favorable at all. And these are the kind of markets that really hurt accounts. At least for my style of strategy. BLIN honestly doesn't look bad for a VWAP bounce here. I mean, it's up a lot though. But let's see, you can do risk of 9. Reward of 10, 15 or so. I'm gonna SQ. SQ could be a nice bounce here.
Mm. All right, got a small trade here. 300 shares, 42.17. Risk off of 42.26 here on AMAT. Real quick. It's either going to go in my direction or it'll go right to the stop.
You want to share yours?
Yeah, you
I'm
have to
not in
stop your
anything
share.
right now. Huh?
You have to stop your share.
Oh. Mitch, you there? Oh, stopping my share completely ruined it. Oops. I kicked Mitch out. Oh, I know what Mitch has got to do. Alright, guys. So, yeah, I mean, maybe a few different plays on AMD, but very choppy day. Again. And ultimately, I'm glad I didn't get tempted and force anything. Alright. What's everybody else watching today? One thing I'm noticing, like, VWAP projections haven't been terrible. VWAP projections haven't been that bad. But fades have been faking out. Bounces have been faking out. Looking up on my scanners. BLIN was moving nicely here. Whoa, look at that drop on BLIN. Hope somebody didn't get caught in that. Do I have a meeting that's currently in progress? How? But yeah, look at that big wash from BLIN. Huge drop. I guess I'm going to end this other meeting. I'm just going to stop sharing. I'm going to call Mitch via Skype. But yeah, big drop on BLIN. Yo, yo. Hey, what's up? Yeah, let's just do Skype Live.
Oh yeah, the only problem is the speaker now. So we'll have to.
If you want to start up a Zoom and send me the invite, we can do it.
I'll call you through this. Call me again on Skype.
Okay. Yo, yo. Yo, what's up, man? Hold on. Can you see me? There you go. Okay, you see yourself? Alright. Yeah. Here, it's fine. Here, if you want to send me the Zoom link, you can. Just send it to Zoom. If you remember my login, you could just send it through Zoom. And because only one Zoom person can share their screen, since I downgraded the thing. And so that's up to you if you want to do that. For sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We got Mitch back in here. Sorry about that. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote the list, brother. You almost got stuck. Man, look at BLIN's washout, man. Monster washout there for BLIN. SPY actually just took a dive. A dive on the SPY. So fades might actually be beneficial now. I don't know if I want to risk it, but man. Roku took a dive. CRON took a dive. SQ. I consider SQ. I mean, SQ risk of 70 cents here isn't terrible. I don't mind that risk right there. And then from 85 down to 40. So my risk is like 15 cents, and then my reward is like 45 cents. I don't mind that for SQ. Like I said, I've been getting squeezed out over and over and over again with these type of moves. I'm hearing some noise, bro. Well, I'm hearing like it's like a echoey, weird noise. You want to just do Zoom? You want to just do Zoom? Zoom might be better. VSLR. We'll get it. Struggling today to get everything working. Yeah, the market's just acted strange. It's the market's just taking a dive, right? Like when VWAP fades and VWAP bounces work the best is when the market is actually really volatile at the open. When the market's actually just kind of choppy like it's been at the open, it's just less favorable for us. And so that's why you haven't seen me trade the last 2 days. It just hasn't been super favorable for me in the market. And I'm not going to force anything just because I'm on stream. I actually think traders can learn more from that, just from having discipline and being selective than from actually trading. Because, like I said, the market just has not been super favorable. With this downward move, though, I might start looking for some fades. But until then, I'm just going to take it slow. I'm not going to force anything just because, like I said, the market hasn't been super favorable for my short strategies. All right, we got SQ dropping, BLIN. Yeah, TVIX is going opposite of the overall market, so the TVIX should be running up. Yeah, there it goes. TVIX pushing up, SPY dropping. TVIX is just a volatility ETF. Basically, it does the opposite of what the SPY does. TVIX, UBXY, they all just do the opposite of what the SPY does. So I'm waiting here. CGC might be a fade. You know, CGC might be a fade. It's up there. Just about where's my risk? I would kind of have to set my risk at 80, I would think. And I don't want to set my risk at 80. I mean, my risk would be 16 cents. It wouldn't be terrible here. It's not going to let me even paper trade it, man. It wants me to trade it. BLIN. Big washout here. See, I don't mind CGC here, honestly. It's too late now. I hesitated, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing in this market. We'll see what we get. I don't want to force anything. Like I said, my risk would have to be at 80, and so my risk is roughly 20 cents or so, but my reward target is down to roughly, 30. And so if I can get in at 65, it's pretty decent risk reward. Because if I get in at 65, my risk would be about 15 cents, and then my reward would be 30 cents at least down here. So we'll see. Really considering getting in CGC here with like 100 shares or so. I don't want to take a huge risk. Although I really like the way the chart looks. I would just have to get my entry. I like it for a short here, down to, like I said, 48.30s or so. About 2-to-1 risk to reward, but it may be too late. I might have missed it. Only problem is, like, if you look at the SPY here, the SPY is actually, it had a big drop and now it's running up some. And so, just a weird day on the SPY. See, there's a bigger drop already for CGC. It's back up to 60s here. REGN might be fading off the VWAP. I think it's just following the overall market, though. Well, while I'm sitting here waiting, guys, if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, which is the broker that Mitch and I use, they currently have a sale on TradeNet packages. And so you can get the intro package for 30% off. So you can get the intro package for 30% off. And so the intro package is $350. And it's usually $500, but with that, you get $14K in buying power to trade with. You get $14,000 in buying power. There's a $700 max loss, but there's no PDT rule, and so you can day trade as much as you want on there. And I think it fills a necessary void in the market. It allows new traders to have a decent size account and to trade for cheap. I think most new traders are going to lose their first account anyway, and TradeNet gives them a way to trade with decent size Like I said, to be honest, I think most new traders are just going to lose their first account anyway. But TradeNet fills that void and allows them to day trade with no PDT rule, with decent sizing and relatively cheap commissions if you use small sizing. And so it makes sense if you think about it. And if anybody's interested in checking that out, there's the link in the chat. Like I said, it's currently on sale for $350, and so pretty cheap, all things considered. If you go through my link, it's $350, and so that's pretty cheap. Like I said, for that $350, you get 14K in buying power on their intro account. You get a $700 max loss, and so if you go under 13,300, they close you down. There's a profit split of 70-30, and so it's similar to a prop firm. But like I said, new traders get to trade a decent account for cheap. And check out the link in the description if you want more info. Yeah, CGC squeezed up. I kind of listened to myself here. Like I said, fades have been faking me out constantly. VWAP fades have been faking me out a ton. And the market has just been really volatile. I'm sure a lot of people's accounts are getting hurt in this market. And so I honestly think, at least for my strategy, the best move is just to not trade in this market. That's why you haven't seen me trade the last 2 days. VWAP fades just have not been working. Fades just have not been working. Yeah, man. Yeah, Wolf. That's what I'm saying. I was surprised when they told me, yeah, you get it 30% off for the intro account, which is one of the cheapest I've ever seen it. But let's see. My risk on CGC was 48.80 right here. So, like, maybe my risk would have held. Maybe my risk would have held. I think a lot of it is dependent on what the SPY does here. I've really got an urge to jump in this one. I don't know if I will. It's been like a few days since I've traded. CRON is down, Roku's down. So yeah, this doesn't look that bad. Alright, so I'm in CGC with 100 shares here. Just going to take it slow. I'm not going to risk a huge amount here. I'm not trying to risk a big amount. I feel like I need to protect my account some, and I don't mind taking small size overall and just trading with small size. I had a pretty good day on Friday of last week, and so I don't mind taking it slow here. Maybe we get a washout, but I'm going to use 100 shares and just protect my account a little bit. Risk of about 20 cents, so I'm only risking about 20 bucks overall in this trade, and I can accept a $20 loss. We'll see. We'll see if it works out. Like I said, my risk is up here at 48.80 up here. I like my risk. Pretty small. And decent size reward down here. So I'll accept that risk. Let's see if we get a nice washout and it can give me a decent gain here. Alright, SPY dropping down nicely though. That should help me, I would think. Even though it's a cannabis related stock, may trend a little bit differently, but the SPY dropping should be beneficial, I would think. SPY looking weak here. Like I said, I'm just trying to take a little baby trade here just to get my feet wet with trading. Just because I gotta sometimes do stuff to take my mind off of the market and taking huge sides. So CRON breaking lows. This is all should be good for the strategy here. It all should be good. Like I said, I'm just taking a little baby trade. Not trying to risk a ton in this market right now. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. We'll see if it follows through at all. But small sizing, and this is the first trade I've taken this week. Not trying to risk a ton. Just not a favorable market. Not a super favorable market for me. There we go. We got Mitch calling. Hey, what's up, man? Yo, what's up, bro? You got everything working?
I'm just gonna have to do it like this. I'll just have to take your volume down.
No stress, brother. If you're recording it, we could post that as well, man. So, yeah, I'm in CGC with 100 shares. I'm not trying to take a huge trade today, but I think the setup looked decent. It depends, though. Like, if the market bounces here, that might actually backfire. Because if the market bounces here, which it very well might at these lows right here, CGC could squeeze up. CRON's getting really weak, though, and getting hit hard. CRON's down to 1590s. And so broken under 16 for CRON.
This ACB trade, but not feeling the best about it. Didn't get the best entry.
Yeah, for sure. And that's exactly kind of what I'm thinking, Wolf. Knowing when
Bad fill.
Which one are you in? Which one did you get in, Mitch? My bad, bro. I don't know if Mitch can hear me. Market about to break the lows, possibly here. Should be good. We'll see if we get this.
To 73s, and I'll probably just get out here on ACB.
Oh, Mitch is
Trying to
in
let
ACB.
it crash, but if it wants to get back up, gotta get out.
Mitch is in ACB. Honestly, Mitch, I don't know if you can hear me, brother, but ACB doesn't look bad on my chart. Market's breaking the lows here, guys. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at, Scott. We'll see if we get it, though. I think if the market pops here at these lows and rebounds some, this one could squeeze up as well. And so it just depends. Honestly, the risk is small, and I accept the risk I've taken in the trade. Like I said, I had a really nice 300-something gain on Friday, and so my account's up a decent amount from Friday. And so I'm just letting it work now, and hopefully this works out. If not, I took a small enough sizing to ultimately protect myself because I feel like I needed to do that in this market. And so we'll see if it was the right decision or not. But either way, small ball today. I'm just playing small ball. Like Daniel Negreanu always says, small ball is sometimes the best play. All right, there we go. There's a breakdown. $47s.
There you go. That's looking good at least.
Yeah, man. I was trying to. Can you hear me, Mitch? Mitch can't hear me. All right, let's see if CGC can pull down and break these lows now.
There you go. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good, bro. Oh, echo.
That's
yeah, man,
the problem.
I was trying to tell you, on my chart, ACB doesn't look terrible. And really, I can let CGC go break even at this point and see what happens. Hopefully the market rejects it here, but... Yeah, Mitch, you got a vacuum going?
Just don't trust ACB here, even though it's starting to move in my direction. When you give it a little bit of move here.
I don't necessarily trust CGC either. Mitch, can you hear me? No.
I got my original entry, I would have been able to take some profit here. I wanted to have 74s in this trade, but somehow it kind of flushed through right when I went to hit it on the market. And I got 71s.
All right, we'll see if. Can you hear me, Mitch? No.
There you go. I'm trying to put you as low as I can.
Okay, no stress. Is somebody vacuuming?
Nah, no one's vacuuming. I think you might be picking up my computer. My
Yeah,
mic sometimes picks up my computer.
your computer's working over there, then, bro.
Oh, my computer is no joke. It has mad fans. It has like
I hear
six
that thing, man.
fans.
I hear that thing going, man. That thing's working.
Oh, it's because they're recording too.
Uh,
I got like, at the end of the day, I got like, I don't know, like over 20 windows open, like 4 or 5 programs. So,
yeah, this spread on CGC's killing me a little bit. Like I said, though, I'm taking such small sizing today. I'm not super worried about it. We're just gonna hope for the breakdown at the lows, and if not, I'll be all right. Probably keep it roughly break even at this point. There's 45s. Let's see if we get the washout. It keeps trying here, but it's struggling in between the $0.50 and this low here and all the support underneath it.
yeah, same thing with my trade on ACB.
It's all. I think the SPY is going to dictate what happens here. If the SPY starts to squeeze up and bounce off these lows, then a lot of these are going to rebound some as well. We'll see if we get the breakdown. It's looking weak, though. And CRON looks weak still. There's 43s. I'm going to take half off here just to be done with this. There's half off there. Beautiful breakdown here to the 39s. Like I said, I'm just playing small ball today, guys.
Hey, small
There
ball
you go on
sometimes helps the
ACB.
game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, your computer, bro. That thing must be working, son.
It's also where my mic is placed. It's usually not placed on that side, but my cat feels like he wants to just hang out here.
Oh.
So here, I'm gonna lower my mic volume. That should help.
You might want to evict your cat then, man. You know
Oh
what
no, man.
I mean?
That's Hendrix, man. That's the good luck charm.
Yeah, it might be the right move, James. It honestly might be the right move, brother. There we go. There's another breakdown. Let's see if we get this low of the day crack here on CGC. It's testing the lows now. Ultimately, should be a nice little drop here. I'm going to take the other rest off and then hold the little baby share left. At this point, I'm not going to lose in this trade. I'm just going to let this last little bit work. Maybe hold this rest for the rest of the day. Who knows if it continues dropping or not.
Also looking at TXMD for a reversal on the rising triangle. Needed to let it try here 4. If it doesn't break out through 4, I can short it.
Yeah, man. I don't blame anybody for not trading this market right now. Not super favorable for us. And I'm just going to, you know, I've got a little baby size left, and I'm just going to let this work. CGC broke down really beautifully, though. So did ACB, honestly. If you would have gotten a better fill, I think ACB would have been really nice there.
Yeah, the 74 was the fill that I should have had in this. If I would have had 74, I would have been taking profit.
For sure.
I like the AMRN also there at 88, but the risk to reward just wasn't enough for me to take the trade.
Yeah, I ended up getting out of CGC here for a $22 gain roughly, and that's fine. I'm just trying to be done with it. I don't want to. I'm just gonna take my gain and wipe my hands with it. Just be careful in this market, guys. Like honestly, Mitch and I think we caught the market at a really favorable time for fades, but most of this morning it hasn't been super great for fades, and so I'm just trying to take a step back here. Like I said, Friday I had a really nice 300 and something game, and I think I actually took an unnecessary risk with that. And I'm a little bit, not embarrassed, but I regret taking that big of a risk, even though I like the outcome of it. I traded, I don't know if it was CGC or CRON. It might have been CGC, actually. And I got into a decent rejection on it with larger than I should have sizing. I think I was stubborn that day, and it was a losing day, and I kind of let my emotions get the best of me, and it worked out, believe it or not. But like I said, I'm just taking it slow in this market. I don't want to take any unnecessary risks here. And let's see what we can get. I could throw Mitch up if Skype Life doesn't interfere with that. There it goes. Skype Life did interfere. Wait, let me see. There we go. Let's see if it'll work. Come on, Skype. There we go.
Let's go Skype.
Skype Life. Yes, it was definitely a revenge type trade, the Wolf. I can show you guys it once Mitch is done, but it was definitely a revenge type move. I don't think the trade was a bad trade, but I broke my rules taking that trade. Actually, I didn't break my rules. I just didn't use consistent sizing. Like, I used way too big of sizing relative to what I usually use. And it ended up working out. I could show you guys it in a minute, but and it ended up working out. But like I said, I don't think it was the right decision to make necessarily. It worked out, and I don't want it to enable further bad decisions. But on that time, it worked out.
Still watching here. TXMD also.
Oh, you're out of ACB? Oh no,
No, I'm still in ACB.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, what happened there? Whoa. Oh no, I'm still good.
Okay.
You made me. You got me worried, man.
Almost had you, man. No, honestly,
Yeah.
I looked at AMAT.
I was like, did you just steal my shares, John?
No, I looked at AMAT and I saw 300 buy shares, and I thought that you were in AMAT, but I saw ACB up, and so.
No, that was my short little stop out, my $36 stop out.
Yeah.
All right, gonna take some profit into this move here.
Yeah, I think that's the right move. Just get some green on the day, brother.
Yeah, let it tick to 65.
I think 66 is the stubborn level, though.
That's the truth. The problem is that the right now it's just 69 on the bounce back. If I get out of this break even, that's fine. I'm just trying to get it to an actual win. One of the key things is that if I take $30 right now, it's just gonna put me break even. At least need to take $50 here because I did risk at $50. So one of the key things I always like to do is, even if you got in a trade and you got a bad fill, if you don't stick to your risk and reward, then you're not sticking to your plan.
Right, for sure.
At the very minimum, you have to make what you risk. You can't be cutting trades just because, hey, I risked $40 on this trade, but I took $20.
Right, and that's what.
That's not consistency.
There you go. That's what I did with. I got out for a little bit better than 1-to-1 on CGC, and so I'll take that for sure. Especially with the small ball. But yeah, that looks good, man.
All right, I'll take 600 into this. All right, we took 600 out. Now we have that $30, but at least we still have share size in this.
Right.
I still have 400 shares, and I can let it work.
Looks good though. Honestly, looks pretty bearish. Like I said, I think a lot of it depends on what the market does here.
All right.
Yeah, I missed out on about 10 cents more of CGC, but not a ton. I rode that one down a decent amount. The SPY's still looking weak though, which should be good for you.
Okay. Taking another trade here also. I'm taking TXMD, risk off of 4 here.
A little bit more expensive than I like to trade, but REGN doesn't look bad. REGN.
All right, guys, I'm going to switch screens so you guys can see the other trade also.
Here you go. All right.
All right, so let me explain it out for you guys. Here's the resistance. That's where I'm risking off of. I'm seeing the up trending ascending wedge here. Should have broke out through here, but instead is holding back at this support. We don't really want it above this 398, but our risk is 4 right here. What we wanted to do is just break down through this 394, head to this 390s, and then the volume should jump in on the level 2s, which should give us that down move back to 380s. There's ACB going to the 62s there. We're going to take 200 shares as this approaches 60s. I would want to have taken those 62s there, but now it's back to 65. Got to keep an eye on it. All right, seeing a lot of volume coming in ACB here. I'm going to hold to this 65 with the 200 shares. If it gets above 65, I'm going to probably go ahead and take those 200 shares back. If not, we're going to let this crash down and get to the 60.
What kind of mic you got, Mitch? You got do you just use your computer mic, or are you using like a regular one?
No, an actual mic. It's
Okay.
it's the Fine on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. It's like about 40 bucks, but it
Huh.
works pretty well.
Right. I mean, my mic was like 60, so like you can get cheap mics and they're decent. My next step is I want to get one of the ones where, like right now, mine is it's one of it has like a stand. I want to get the ones where it has like the little thing that I can like move it wherever I want it, where I can pivot it wherever I want it. Let me see if I can have that. Yeah, an adjustable microphone thing is what I want. Let me see.
All right, guys. This ACB is just struggling here. It's gonna get back up. I'm just gonna take it 50 bucks in the green.
Green's good, brother.
I'll take the 50. I just wasn't gonna take the 30. To me, 30 was way too low in this trade. I risked 40 bucks in this trade. I'm not gonna take a reward lower than what I risk. Doesn't matter how many times I take a trade. Doesn't matter the error. I don't do that because it creates the wrong thinking. It creates the thinking that you can just cover really quickly and that you're going to be consistent. And that's really not the way to trade.
For sure. Now you got some money too, so you can actually. What's your risk on this one?
$4.
Yeah, I think that's the right spot too. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. Mitch and I day trade live on stream every weekday morning, starting at 8:15 market time. 8:15 market time. We've also been posting our classes. I'll try to post our get you guys started in our first class. We had our second debuting class yesterday, and so I'll post some of these. Our first one was called Understanding VWAP and Related Strategies. I think that's probably one of my favorite classes here. It kind of breaks down the different strategies that we're using. And like I said, Mitch and I are going to be uploading all 60 plus hours of our educational trading content to YouTube for free. If you want to check out our first class that we started to post, we actually have 5 classes uploaded at this point. Go to that link. It's on Understanding VWAP and Related Strategies. It's the strategies that we use. So go check that out.
Yeah, we got someone talking about AXRX. I see that one as a classic VWAP rejection. It's not really kind of a VWAP fade because it's so strong pre-market, but you can count it as a fade too because it really didn't get too above the VWAP at the open.
Yeah, I think that's a fade. I think that first one, especially at the open, was a fade for sure. This one, it's
There we
already.
go. You guys see this? You guys see this volume jumping in there on TXMD? That's what I like to see on the level 2. I want to see volume jumping in. Now I got that big reddish candle here. Now I said that level would be 390s, right? Now let's see what happens right here. See if we get anyone else to knock it through the 390s.
At the very least, it should run into some resistance right here, I think, at 93. You can see that previous support there, so it hopefully should run into some resistance right there, too. I'm gonna also, on our website today, I'm gonna make a page called Free Day Trading Camp, and we're gonna put all the classes on that web page from YouTube.
Ooh, I like AMAT there. I just don't know if I can get back in her. It's getting to that point where it's either gonna break out through 4204 or just break down.
Yeah, for sure.
I like the look of it.
Appreciate the sub, Arthur. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the subscribe. We day trade live on stream every weekday, so hit that subscribe button. Let's see here.
Here comes the support for my shorts. Let's go. Let's knock it down. 92, 9100 at 92. 2700 at 91. There's AMAT. Boom. Baby, come down.
Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. About to make everybody leave with me singing up in here. I'm a terrible singer, by the way. Don't think I'm actually trying to sing.
Yeah, I just saw AMAT try to get above 42. Try to get above 42 again. Then it kind of came down and it was tinkering. That's when I like to short it. When I have that kind of indecision moment where the stock has tried once, twice, maybe even 3 times, and then just jump on it. Because what you're getting is kind of that surge of momentum just failing. And as it fails, eventually it just flips. The longs give up, the shorts come in, and then you get that change in the demand.
They're not gonna give me a copyright violation for singing one verse, but you might, just to be safe, I'll not sing anymore. But I really doubt they would, you know. But who knows?
All right, we don't want this to get really back above 95s. So what we want to see is kind of a quick rejection here. It's okay if the volume gets up here as long as it knocks right back down. So you see you have this red candle. This red candle is kind of like your strength in the bearish trade right now. Anything above this is going to kind of start turning the momentum. But if this gets below here to the 390s with the green candle, it'll show a nice bearish move down. ACB went right back to my number. AKRX back to VWAP for the third time. The third time is always kind of that make it or break it moment. We talk about this a lot in some of our classes. I can't wait to put the rule of 3 out. I don't even know if I want to put it out. It's that good. It's kind of scary to give that information out.
Yeah. So the market's pulling back some now, honestly. CGC, it could be another fade. It could be another fade. The big thing you got to see in this market, though, guys, is that when everything's crossing over and under the VWAP, it's a little bit less reliable. But some of these are looking pretty good. Like AKRX doesn't look bad. You know, faded twice already today. Looks pretty decent. Fading right off the VWAP. ACB back up to the VWAP here. The market's pulling back some. I see TVIX dropping. Who?
Man.
No.
Can I really release the rule of 3? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
But it hits me in my heart right there. That was one day that the aha moment hit.
Yeah. It specifically with triangles and flags, it's super valuable for sure.
It's something that is kind of so obvious that most traders just don't even notice it.
Yep. Let me see. Display. Disable.
All right, let's see this can crack 90s and make me some money for the day. See what's gonna happen. All you can do is just set yourself up, let the trade work.
Follow your levels.
Good luck, James. Enjoy your day, man. Regardless of whatever the results are, remember we don't hold our results based on the money we made, but the way we trade.
Yes, sir.
It's all about execution, guys. Don't stick to that money. Stick to how you're trading, and the money will just rack up.
Appreciate the subscribes, new subscribers, Mr. Ed.
Look at that.
Tyler.
Nice little fade again on that AKRX. Just pushing back there. Every single time he gets a VWAP.
It is looking pretty decent here, for sure.
Ooh, look at that share size. 124,000 shares going through right now.
Wow, I see that too. Man,
That's interesting
that's
right there.
crazy. That's crazy.
That gets your heart moving after you see all these little buys, little buys, little buys, and then what? 124,000
Yep.
shares? Man, this is where you can't become a guesser. You can't be like, oh, well, I know which way he's going.
Yep.
What you can do is you can just take it as there's momentum now. There's definitely some force behind this trade now. Now you just have to stick to your levels and abide by your rules.
Yep.
There you go, ACB back at VWAP. I think CRON's coming back to VWAP. These are definitely ones to watch. MBEV went to VWAP, kind of did a nice fade there. Again, um, there we go, getting a little breakdown here in TXMD. Let's see if we get some follow through here. We'll take some profit into this.
That should break down nicely for you, maybe down to that 85 level. And like I said, go check out TradeNet today, guys. TradeNet currently has that 30% off sale, 30% off the intro package. And so just to break this down for you, some people are going to hate on TradeNet, and I get it. But I think they fill a necessary void in the market, and specifically now when the intro package is only $350. For $350, you get a trading course, you get access to their trading chat room, you get a funded account with 14K in buying power, 14,000 in buying power to trade with. There's no PDT rule. You can day trade as much as you want. There is a profit split of 70-30, so they keep 70% or they keep 30% of your profits and you keep 70%. And there's a $700 max loss. But that is 2 times what you're actually paying for. And I think they make their money because most people lose their first account. And I think most new traders are going to lose their first account as well. But this way you can trade with decent size, no PDT rule, and you can short, which is very hard to do for less than, $1,000. So for $350, you get the intro account. Super cheap deal, honestly. And if you're interested in checking that out, I'll post this link here. And like I said, really cheap deal. Honestly, makes a lot of sense.
Covered 600 shares there at 90 just to cover some out. Now I'm going to let the rest of it work at that break-even pricing. So sure, I'll risk 1 cent since I have 94. I have 94.1. So we'll do 395s, break even with the rest.
Lewis, you keep 70%, they keep 30%. But they're essentially giving you twice as much as you're paying for it and your max loss. So you're paying $350 for it and your max loss is $700. And so I think that's reasonable if they take 30%.
Definitely.
It's like a prop firm. It's the
best way I can describe it. It is essentially exactly what prop firms do. The real key that they're giving you is they're giving you access to short any stock that's tradable. I think that's really the strength of TradeNet is that if you are a shorter, by all means, TradeNet is kind of like your golden egg because you're going to find a lot of stocks that you can trade and short without paying for borrows.
Right.
If most traders don't know what that is, look into that. If you're a short trader, you're going to have to sometimes pay to just receive the chance to short the stock.
Right.
And so with that being said, TradeNet gives you more than the ability to trade thousands of stocks and thousands of tickers on there, especially bigger price ones. You definitely could short them
Right.
and make your money.
There's no other place where you can essentially pay that cheap amount of money and be able to short stocks with decent buying power. There's just no other place, and that's why I think, like, I think the cool thing nowadays, yeah, Tesla's available to short for sure, but nowadays the cool thing to do is to hate on TradeNet. You know, the cool thing to do is to hate on TradeNet. But like I said, they fill a necessary void in the trading world. I think most new traders are going to lose their first account anyway. I think most new traders are going to lose their first TradeNet account too. But it allows them to trade with decent buying power, no PDT rule, and to actually be able to short a lot of these hard to borrow stocks. And so, yeah, you're sharing 30% of your profits with them, but that's not a bad deal. They're giving you 2 times the amount of max loss that you're actually paying for it, and it just makes sense in all honesty for new traders specifically, for new traders who are going to use small sizing. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Tesla's available. Let me check just to be safe, but I'm pretty sure it is. You know, I can take literally 100 shares and make a decent gain from it. You know, where I wouldn't be able to do that on any other broker I use, except for like maybe Ustock or Robinhood or Webull. But then I'm gonna have to follow the PDT rule with most of those. Yeah, Tesla's tradable, so yeah, you could short Tesla. At least right now you can. Yeah, right. But I actually like CFDs a little bit better. CFDs you get the reason we can short a lot of these is because it's CFDs. You know what I mean? The reason we can short a lot of these hard to borrow stocks is because it's CFDs. And like I said, I get how they make their money. They make their money because most traders are going to lose their account anyway. And so it's a pretty safe bet, and I'm not even mad at them for it. I think that's what everybody's all mad about. But, I mean, it's a pretty safe bet. As long as they pay out, which I've heard they do, then I don't think it really matters. There you go. There's the drop for TXMD.
There you go. All right, guys, gonna take 200 here. There you go. Took 200 at 85 there. Paid myself. Now I got a nice day. Not too bad. $56 up already, even though we had a loss today. And up unrealized about 20 something dollars on this as it flushes through the 80s. Let it get down to 79s. 80s. That's where we're going to take our next level. We could go all the way down to 75. This is one of those trades that you got to be real patient. I think I even rushed a little bit to my first kind of profit, but hey, you know, it was one of those days where it's in between, and I took some profit off and just holding the rest the way it should be.
For sure. Yeah, I did it too on mine, but you know, it's the market's not, like I said, it's not, the market hasn't been historically the last few weeks hasn't been super favorable for shorts. It hasn't been super favorable specifically for fades. Today we're getting some nice fades off of the SPY though, so today's actually a decent day for it. But the last week or two has not been great, and I think it's one of those times where you just got to protect your account.
Watching ACB up there, man.
Yeah, your VWAP's at a different level than mine. I like that 875 risk, though. I like that 875 risk. Right, for sure. I definitely think that that's one of the biggest benefits of it, charts. Like Mitch said, like if it wasn't CFDs, you would have to locate. You would have to pay just for the chance to be able to short. You know, you might lose money and still have to pay for those locates. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing worse. I've seen tons of new traders start buying up locates, and then they don't even use them. Then they just start wasting their money. They're taking, you know, $50, $100 losses in a day just to
Without
even
trading.
buy the chance, and then they can't even take the trade because the emotions get to them, and it's a completely different ball game.
Right. But I'm probably gonna close it down in a minute here, guys. I should be posting one of Mitch's trades today, and so this trade for Mitch, if Mitch is recording it. And so yeah. Hope everyone had a good day today. I'll probably end up closing it down. Go check out Trade Ideas as well, guys. Trade Ideas, super cool company. Actually allowed me to stream these scanners every day. Super dynamic, customizable scanners. And so if you're interested in checking out Trade Ideas and helping support the channel, check out that link I just posted. And yeah, be on the lookout tonight for another class, guys. Another class at 5:45 Central Standard Time is when we're going to be posting it. So be on the lookout for another class. We are 5 in. We still got about 55 to go. And so we got a bunch of classes coming. And yeah, we hope you guys appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the like button if you want to help support this channel. Definitely appreciate any support we can get. So if you click the like button, we definitely appreciate it. And yeah, Mitch, you want to say anything else, brother?
Yeah, man. Just hey guys, just keep working on your craft. Always understand that what you need to build is the skills outside of trading so that you can execute the skills inside of trading. So keep working at it, keep building those skills, and keep working on executing once the market's open.
Yep. Very true.
Great
guys.
day
Very
today. We did get some fades, you know, that AKRX, beautiful fade. 3
CGC.
fades today.
CGC faded a bunch too.
Not
even the one I did.
Good fade.
The SPY faded today. Perfectly.
So sometimes it's about finding the right stock, and sometimes it's about knowing that, hey, the market's against us and we got to pull back a little bit.
Yep.
That's going to be it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Stay tuned. Always catch our classes at night. Give us comments. Let us know questions. You can come into the chat, you know, pre-market and ask us any questions you need about our classes, and maybe we can help you out, get you to that next level.
For sure. And join our public Discord. You know, if you want to follow along with our classes, we're going to post our classes here as well. So join our public Discord here. Like I said, we're building a free day trading chat room. And so if you want to be a part of that, join our public Discord. Come check that out. And yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. We'll see you all later.